Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and today is Saturday, so I'm back with yet another one of my slasher reviews as part of the HORRORmans Slashback Slasher Challenge series. This week's theme is 1970s, so Joe wanted us to review a slasher movie from the 70s, so I will be reviewing A Bay of Blood by Mario Bava. Now, A Bay of Blood centres around a deceased old lady who's left her estate and the bay to be inherited by someone else. Now, there's a lot of people up for the inheritance, and they'll pretty much go to any lengths, including murder, to inherit the estate and the bay area for themselves. So that's pretty much the plot to this one. There's a little bit more that unfolds throughout the movie in terms of twists and turns, and when the plot gets a little bit more in depth, but you guys get the idea. That's essentially the storyline to this one, and I'm sure most of you have seen this anyway. So yeah, now we'll move on to what I think of A Bay of Blood. Now, yes, this is the Arrow Blu-ray release that came out in 2010, and I've owned the movie pretty much since then, and I've only seen it once, back when I first picked it up. And I got about halfway through it and just found it pretty slow, pretty boring. Turned it off, and I've never watched this movie since then until now, prior to filming this review. So it's been many, many years since I've seen it. A few people have been talking about this one recently. I know Jason from Horrific Nightmares JM has been mentioning this one a bit, and I definitely needed to give it another rewatch to see if my opinions had changed, and I wanted to at least finish the movie. And with this week's theme, it was the perfect opportunity to do so. So, have my opinions changed on A Bay of Blood? I will say yes, they have. Now, I still have the same issues with the first half of the movie especially. It is still pretty slow going. However, I'm glad I stuck this one out because I thought this was an absolutely phenomenal slasher, especially for the time period and especially for what this movie has done to the slasher genre. It's had major influence on the rest of the genre to come after this movie. So first and foremost, we'll get to the setting. I know I mention this in all my reviews, but I'm a big fan of really good settings, especially in horror films, and this one's no exception. The Bay Area, the estate, is really, really atmospheric. It's pretty eerie and creepy, and it just makes for a really, really good location for this type of movie. The acting, I will say, is overall pretty solid. It's pretty typical 70s Italian fare, to be honest. There's a few characters that are kind of cheesy, kind of cringy, but luckily they're kind of secondary characters anyway. All the major characters I thought were absolutely fantastic, and the acting holds up really, really well, and I was especially impressed with the English version of this movie as well. So yeah, I liked the characters for the most part, and the acting was really, really good. I also enjoyed the story. However, I still have the same issues that I previously had with this movie. The first half is kind of a little bit slow and boring to get into. However, once the second half hits, once you're introduced to more of the major characters, more of the major plot twists and storyline, and more murders start happening, that's when this movie gets really, really good. The kills especially for a movie from this time era period, absolutely phenomenal. I was not expecting the kills to be as graphic as they were. Two standout kills for me are the machete to the face. You see everything and it looks absolutely incredible. And I also really liked the spear kill with the couple that get the spear through their bodies and the mattress in the bedroom. I can definitely tell that the kills within this movie really influenced the Friday the 13th series especially. So yeah, the kills were absolutely fantastic and extremely ahead of its time. That's one major pro that I have with this movie. This movie really is ahead of its time when it comes to slashers from this time period, and it's just such a great blueprint to the genre, I think. So yeah, the kills are fantastic. I've already mentioned the acting. The acting was really, really good. I did enjoy the ending. I was kind of expecting something like that to happen. However, it kind of surprised me at the same time. So I really, really enjoyed the ending. The story was really, really good, about how greed can make people do crazy things. And I also liked the fact that there were multiple killers within this movie. There wasn't just one. And I really, really liked that aspect to the movie. There were a lot of good twists and turns with that. So all in all, I really, really enjoyed A Bay of Blood a lot. I think it's extremely ahead of its time. It's played a massive role and had a major influence on the genre as we know it today. So if you've never seen A Bay of Blood, I think this is essential viewing for any slasher fan. It's really interesting to go back and watch this and just see where the genre first started and how much influence that this movie has had on the genre overall. So yeah, A Bay of Blood, I highly recommend this one if you have not seen it. If you've seen this one, let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. Anyway, that's it for this week's review, A Bay of Blood. Until next Saturday when I'm back with another slasher review, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you for watching.